A fragile peace shattered, the revocation of TPLF's legal status, and the rising shadow of war today. News broke on Ethiopian state TV that the TPLF has been removed from its status as a political party. Many are saying this could mark the restart of an alliance that existed over 30 years ago between the TPLF and Eritrea. You will know more if you stay with this channel. Please subscribe and like. The Ethiopian government has officially revoked the political status of the Tigray People's Liberation Front, TPLF. The National Election Board of Ethiopia announced that the decision came after the TPLF failed to hold a General Assembly and elect new leadership within the required time frame, violating the terms under which it was reinstated in 2024. But this news is not just a legal development, but a potential trigger for renewed instability, raising grave concerns about the future of the Pretoria Agreement and the broader geopolitical balance in the Horn of Africa. Only 2 years ago, the signing of the Pretoria Agreement had brought hope that the bloody 2-year conflict between the federal government and the TPLF could finally come to an end. The agreement marked a fragile handshake between former enemies and promised reintegration, disarmament, and political normalization. For a time, the prospect of Ethiopia and the TPLF working side by side, even to potentially check Eritrean ambitions, seemed possible. But recent developments now suggest the opposite. The peace may have only been a pause, not an end. The cancellation of the TPLF's legal status has immediate and far-reaching implications. First and foremost, it removes the TPLF from any formal role in national politics. But more dangerously, it may push the group to reassert itself through other means, possibly through renewed military or clandestine alliances. The timing is especially alarming, coming just days after a bombshell interview by Getachew Reda, the former TPLF spokesperson and interim leader of Tigray, following the Pretoria Agreement. Getachew's interview appears to either aid or tarnish the TPLF's name before the official announcement. Once a central figure in peace negotiations, Getachew has now turned into a vocal critic of the very party he represented. In his interview, he accused the TPLF leadership of criminal activities, including the theft of gold in preparations for renewed conflict. He painted a grim picture of internal decay and corruption, claiming that the TPLF had strayed from its mission and was actively planning for war. He even alleged that the party was secretly aligning itself with Eritrea, an enemy it once fought ferociously during the Tigray War. For many, Reda's words were shocking. For others, they were not surprising. Rather, a confirmation of long-whispered rumors. What is clear is that his interview gave the Ethiopian government a perfect narrative, a disgraced insider speaking out, exposing a party violating the spirit of the Pretoria Peace. The timing of his statements and the government's legal action is unlikely to be coincidental. This leads to a disturbing possibility. Could the TPLF, now politically exiled, actually align itself with Eritrea? While historically at odds, the logic isn't far-fetched. Isaias Afwerki, the authoritarian leader of Eritrea, has long been accused of playing a divisive role in Ethiopian politics. His government stands to benefit from internal fragmentation within Ethiopia, especially if it means weakening federal power in Addis Ababa. The TPLF, despite its political setbacks, still holds considerable military and intelligence experience. It's a match that could redefine the balance of power in the region, one born not out of friendship, but out of mutual interest and desperation. Eritrea, for its part, has been quietly observing these developments. Isaias has never hidden his disdain for a unified and strong Ethiopia. A weakened federal government battling internal enemies aligns perfectly with his regional goals. And if the TPLF is indeed preparing for a new chapter, this time from outside the bounds of legal politics, then Eritrea may find in it a powerful, if temporary, ally. What we are witnessing may be more than a legal issue. The cancellation of the TPLF's membership is more than administrative. It is symbolic of a deeper failure to address the root causes of conflict, mistrust, and power struggles in Ethiopia's federal structure. And in that void, new alliances may form, old enemies may become partners, and the ghosts of war may rise once again as tension builds. Observers both inside and outside Ethiopia are asking urgent questions. Will the TPLF retreat quietly, or are they preparing a comeback? This time from the shadows? Will Eritrea exploit the chaos for its strategic advantage? And will the fragile gains of the Pretoria Agreement vanish completely under the weight of mistrust, accusation, and political exclusion? What comes next is uncertain, but the stakes have never been higher. Ethiopia may once again be standing at the edge of a precipice, where the choices made in the coming weeks could shape the future of the entire region. That be why liking and subscribing to the channel, you can stay informed about all the latest developments.